Those of you clapping for Asari Dokubo that he said the right thing, I think you should have a rethink because he's making a big mistake.
I also want to say that oil theft is encouraged by the military. The military is at the center of oil theft. And we have to make this very, very clear to the Nigerian public. 99% of oil theft can be traced to the Nigerian military, the Army and the Navy especially. The Army and the Navy intimidate the civil defense, who are by status the people who are supposed to guard these pipelines.
He's making a mistake not necessarily because of what he said. It's a mistake because Tinubu has a nephew, Wale Tinubu, that is the CEO of Oando. Oando is into oil and gas exploration in Nigeria. Oando is into refining of crude oil. Oando is into the distribution of refined petrol products across Nigeria and indeed Africa. So the CEO of Oando should know about the goings on in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. Aside from Wale Tinubu, you have the likes of Dapo Abiodun, you have the likes of the governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule, that are major oil marketers. And of course, as a major oil marketer, they will have first-hand information about the goings on in the Nigerian oil and gas sector. Now, with the proximity of Tinubu to these men and many others, can Bola Tinubu actually come out to say that he's unaware of the goings on in the Nigerian oil and gas sector? He's unaware of who is responsible for the crude oil theft? Now, where is the mistake, you would ask? Where is the mistake that Asari Dokubo made? Is it in the fact that he said that 99% of the crude oil theft is done by the Nigerian army? Is that the mistake? No, that's not the mistake. That's not the mistake at all. So is it a lie that he said those things? I don't think it's a lie. He wouldn't have come out on live national television to make such claims if he didn't have proof. But here's where I think the mistake is. The mistake is thinking that Bola Tinubu will fix the situation. Here's why I think it's a mistake. Judging by the proximity of Bola Tinubu to people in the oil and gas industry, we can assume that Bola Tinubu would definitely have first-hand information about what has been happening. So, can Bola Tinubu fix it? That's where the mistake comes. Assuming that it is the Nigerian army that is responsible is only half the truth. Who enables the Nigerian army? Two persons are in position to enable the Nigerian army. Number one is the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. That's the number one enabler of the Nigerian army. Number two is the humongous multinational oil corporation, the likes of Shell, the likes of ExxonMobil, the likes of Chevron. Those are the number two enablers of the Nigerian army. In fact, there are reports out there that point accusing fingers to the likes of Shell for what happened in Ogoniland, to the likes of Ken Saro-Wiwa. In fact, there have been lawsuits that were filed against Shell as being responsible for using the Nigerian army to attack innocent indigents of Nigeria just for them to have their way. So these are the two enablers. First, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and second, the big multinational IOCs, the oil corporations. Now, these two enablers are removed from the statement of Asari Dokubo. And he assumed that the Nigerian army or elements within the Nigerian army can act on their own. They cannot. No matter how greedy any person is within the Nigerian army, they cannot act on their own. If the Nigerian government were to be unaware, let's cast our mind back to what late General Sani Abacha said. He said that if any insurgency, including oil theft, goes on for more than 6 months, the government is aware. So if we put this theory and mix it into what's going on in Nigeria's oil and gas sector, you will see that, can the presidency really come out to say they are not aware? Can the oil and gas big-time multinational corporation, the exploration companies, the refineries, can they come and say they are not aware? From the description that Asari Dokubo gave, he said there are large barges, large shipping tankers that are even bigger than Aso Rock Villa that are responsible for this crude oil theft. These can only be owned by the big oil multinational companies, the IOCs. So if these two persons that have the ability to enable the Nigerian army are not fingered, then how do you fix it? That's the question. How do you fix the problem? But what Asari Dokubo failed to understand is it is very, very possible for the president to be aware and for the president to just simply be playing him, because there is nothing to determine, to find the heart's construct on the face of a man. There are certain actions that Tinubu has taken that makes me feel that he's trying to please these multinational oil corporations. He's trying to please the backers of these multinational oil corporations, which are the IMF and the World Bank. Removal of fuel subsidy, devaluation of the naira, privatization of public corporations. These are the infrastructure, the basic foundation that these organizations need. And Tinubu has served it to them. Now, do you think that Tinubu will come around now to fight those multinational oil corporations? Do you think so? It is not the Nigerian army that Asari Dokubo should be worried about. It is the federal government that he should be worried about, led by Tinubu. It is the major multinational oil corporation that he should be worried about. It is the IMF and the World Bank that Asari Dokubo should be worried about. And really, he should be worried. This fight cannot be done by an individual. The only solution is by multiple voices rising to expose and shed light on the darkness that has been manifesting itself in our oil and gas industry. That's the only way. And this prescription was done by even a former IMF economic hitman. So let us rise up. Let us rise up and pressure Tinubu to put Nigeria first and not the IMF or the World Bank or the oil corporation. That's the only way we get out of this. Those of you that are sitting and are comfortable because you're making a few millions and you feel Nigeria can continue on this path, very soon all of us will be enslaved, because what these people seek to do through this multinational oil corporation is enslavement. Slavery 3.0 is what we're joking with. Let it not be said that we stood by and allowed what happened to our fathers during slavery 1.0, what happened to our fathers during slavery 2.0 in the name of colonization, happen again in our time. We can rise up and do something. Let's do that. Starting point is like and share this video. Let the message go around. And then, of course, join the League of Patriots. Join the League of Patriots. Let's save Nigeria.